students, this is our second lesson of the day and it is going over our letter sounds. Each day we will be adding different sounds from different letters into our letter sound bank that you already have. I know that you learned a lot of these sounds from kindergarten, so some of these you're going to be really awesome at, and I'm very excited about that. So, to start with, I'm showing you a picture of something. What do you think that is? If you said apple, that's correct. Now, while we think about the apple, I want you to think about what sound it starts with. Apple. So we're looking for that short A sound. So, what letter does an apple start with? A. Let's look at this one. This is a picture of a mouse. That's correct. So, we have a picture of a mouse, and we're focusing on what letter does mouse start with. Let's figure out the sound, and maybe that'll help us figure out the letter. So, mouse. Is the first sound. So, what letter in the alphabet makes the sound If you said M, that's right. So come on over here and let's take a look at our apple and our mouse. Oh, look, it has the A under apple and it has the M under mouse. We were right. How exciting. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to look down here at the space MB. I know that's a little confusing, and we're going to focus on that a little bit more later in the year too, but I wanted to address why we have MB on the card for mouse, because when I look at the picture of a mouse, I don't hear a B sound for the letter B. So why is that there? And the reason is when M and B come together, it still makes the sound. So like in the word comb, like combing my hair, that would be C-O-M-B. Like lamb, like a baby lamb, that would be L-A-M-B. So there's different ways to spell words, but we are going to be focusing on today just the letter A and just the letter M. Okay? So let's move on. I'm going to write the letter A on the board. The letter A, what does that sound like again? Ah, that's correct. So we have the letter A, and now I'm drawing or writing the letter M. So now we have Now I wonder, let's make the sound of this letter and the sound of this letter and then put them together. Okay? Am. We made a word. So that's very exciting because we'll be working with this word this week. We're going to be working with a few different words. We're going to be working with am. We're going to be working with this word. What's this word? This is a word? It's only one letter. What word is it? I. You'll use that in sentences like, I am smart, I am kind, those kinds of sentences. All about the I. Our next word is, now, I wonder if you can figure out this word on your own. Say this sound, say this sound, and then put them together. Now let's do it together. T, oo, two. So that one's kind of tricky. It's our sound word, or it's one of our sight words, and that's one of the ones we're working on this week. Now, what about this one? This one is a little tricky because I know some students aren't looking at what's at the end of this word. That does something here. Think about it. Let's try to sound this one out together. O, I, k. And then the E is silent. Remember, when we have that E at the end of the word, it's a super silent E, and it makes our I say its name instead of saying it. So let's say that together. O, I, k, like. So we have to, we have like, we have am, and we have I. So in our writing video, I will be going over how to make sentences using these words, and so that you'll be able to make your own sentence. Let me get my eraser because we're going to go over something else now. So we have to, we have am, we have I, we have like. So, with our A sound, I just want to review again. What sound does this letter make? Ah. And what about this sound again? This letter. What sound does this letter make? So these are two sounds that we're working on today, and in your assignment in Google Classroom, you will be working on words that have ah and in them, not necessarily together. So let's look at words that might have the sound ah in them. I'm thinking of something that meows, has whiskers. It doesn't start with the ah sound, but it has it in it. What do you think it could be? If you said cat, that's correct. So I have k, ah, t, and I'm going to underline the sound we're working on. Cat. Now, I wonder if there is another word that has a short A sound in it that might be something we look at when we want to know how to get somewhere. Now, a lot of the time, our parents will pull it up on our phones, but if we want to know how to get somewhere, we can open it up and look at roads and ways to get places. Pirates have them. What could it be? A map. A map. So, I'm going to put it under both because it has both the ah sound and the sound. So, here we go. Ah. And I'm going to underline that A because that's the sound that we're working on. Ah, k, act. Ah. Now, I'm going to put it over here, too, because it has both sounds we're working on. So, am I going to underline the A here? No way, Jose. I'm going to underline the sound. So, map. Now, I wonder, is there another word that has the word, or the sound, ah in it? Let's think of a word that begins with the letter A. So it has the ah sound at the beginning. And, let me give you another clue. When you raise your hand when I'm teaching, you want to, a question? If you said ask, you're right. So ask, ask. So we have that beginning sound of ah underneath our ah sound. So let's go over what we have. At, cat, ap, map, ask, ask. Now let's see if we can find any more sounds. How about when your parent is sweeping the floor, vacuuming, and then they go and they get one of these and they put it in water and they start scrubbing the floor with it? What could that be? A mop. So it's kind of like map. It sounds kind of the same, huh? But it has a different middle sound, huh? So we have that's the sound we're working on, so let's underline it. Up, mop. So let's look. We have ap, map, up, mop. Look how it's almost the same word, but a different vowel. Remember, our vowels are A, E, I, O, and U. So these are our vowels. All the other letters are our consonants. So by changing that vowel in this word, it changed the whole entire word. A map isn't the same thing as a mop. You shouldn't clean the floor with a map. That would be kind of weird, wouldn't it? So let's look at another option. What about, let's try this one. Look at that word and try to sound it out. I'll give you a hint. You might like to have it on your cereal. It's white and it's something you can drink. Milk. If you said milk, you're right. And our underlined letter is right there because it has the same sound. So let's go over what sounds we have for ah, or what words we have for ah. At, cat. Ap, map. Ask, ask. Ap, map. Up, mop. Ilk, milk. Wow, those are a lot of words with our sounds, and I think that you'll be able to come up with a lot more. So when you do your phonics assignment today, I want you to start thinking about the words that you know that have the sound ah and in them. See you soon.